Right, hello and once again welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we are in the Accu-Sim Comanche. That is the A2A Simulations Comanche. This is the aircraft everyone's been talking about on YouTube at the moment. The most realistic flight experience you can get within Microsoft Flight Simulator. So we're now just in the south coast of Florida in I'm not going to try and pronounce the name, but there we go. There's the name for you. A nice little... I think this was the first POS scenery I bought for Microsoft Flight Sim. It was on the marketplace for very cheap. So I thought, yeah, I'll pick this up. I did want to start in the hangar, but it doesn't seem to be a lot of room in there. So we've actually pulled the plane out today and we're starting on the ramp. And it is quite a windy day down in southern Florida. As you can see, we are live weather and live time in 6 o'clock in the afternoon today. We're going to do a little flight out towards Cape Canaveral and then come back in just into here in this beautiful little aircraft today. Right, so let's get stuck in, shall we? As you can see, it's I've got the door wide open just to get some ventilation, and it's still 94 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know how to turn this to Celsius. I changed that to metric, and it's still not shown as that. Can we change it somehow? I don't think we can. But anyway, we've got a brand new aircraft here. As you can see, there is I've done a short little flight just to get to grips with this thing. So just so you are aware. So if we have a look here, this is the details page on how the aircraft is looking. Obviously, it's a brand new aircraft. I haven't damaged anything yet. We have lost a little bit of fuel. We were on 80% when I first started, so we lost a little bit of fuel in flight. And there we go, the battery is still fully good. And yeah, it's absolutely sweltering in this cockpit today. 15 degrees, 15 knot wind on our exit out of here. As you can hear, the wind noise is quite strong. I've left the audio in game pretty high just so you can hear this beautiful aircraft. What is 94 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? Let's have a look. 34 degrees. Ooh, nice and toasty there. Brilliant. Right. So first things first, we're going to do a little walk around of the plane, make sure everything is okay. We'll take off the control lock just so that is all good. We'll just double check with the checklist here before flight. Pre-flight, okay, we'll start that then. So here we are. We want to lower the flaps. So let's, if I remember which one's the flaps. There we go. That's the button for the flaps. And we just want to give these a little wiggle. See if we can hear anything faulted in them. It doesn't sound like it. Same with the ailerons. You'll be able to hear a loose linkage if there was one. I'm going to check the tip tanks here. There should not be much in here. There's not at all. So we'll get that closed up. And we'll just do a little dip, see if there's any water in there. And that seems to be fine, so yeah, continue with that. Landing lights, we haven't got them turned on currently, but everything looks fine. A little bit grainy on the graphics. I don't know what's going on here. I think it's because he's kind of in the way. We'll get down this tie down. Funny story, my first flight, I forgot to remove the rear tie down, didn't I? And yeah, I couldn't taxi. Yeah, still full. I haven't topped up any more fuel. Don't really need to when I only did such a short flight. We'll take off the wheel chocks here. You can see how detailed this aircraft is on the model, and exterior and interior. Look at the detail on just the landing gear alone. So we're going to check the fuel. I haven't turned the fuel. I didn't turn the fuel taps off. I forgot at the end of my last flight, so it's still in there. Alright, so we'll just check, see if there's any birds inside the aircraft fairing. There is not. We're all good there. We'll dip the oil. And yeah, barely lost any. And it's still a good colour, so we don't need to do anything with that. Let's store that. We'll check this fuel tank as well. Just make sure we have got the correct amount of fuel in. Yeah, you can see the purple in there. And we'll take off the wheel chocks, this side, and the tie down. Pitot tube, I forgot to put the tie back on. Stall warning tab. You'd be able to hear that in the cabin. Landing light looks good. Let's check this tip tank. Yeah, a tiny little bit in. I didn't fill them on purpose, so we'll be fine. Yeah, that looks fine. Right. Give this a shake. Nothing seems loose there. Nothing's loose there. Check that port's clear, the static port. Check the elevator. Sounds good. And remember to take this tie down off. Static port is fine. Baggage today. We're not going to be taking any baggage because we're just on a sightseeing tour on our own, so we don't need any baggage. Just double check that was locked before we get on board. So there we go. That is the end of that. So, right, let's get this. Oh, oops, we don't want to latch the door. We want to close the door. I'll actually get these side windows open for some ventilation here. And we'll just latch that door. So everything gets a little bit quieter in here. I'm going to take off that yoke visibility. Right, so pre-flight is complete. Passengers briefed. We haven't got no passengers today. Seatbelts are secure. I've got mine on. Control lock removed. Parking brake is set. Gear switch is down. Yes. Flaps are up. They are now up. Right. Radio is off. Autopilot master off, avionics master off, all electric switches off, circuit breakers all in, and that's them along there. All seems good to me. Rotation beacon on. Yes, I forgot to turn that off last flight. Engine start. Desired tank, we're just going to select both tanks today, both main tanks. Mixture, we are going to go fully rich. There we go. Throttle, we are going to crack that just a tad. Prop fully forward, yes that is. Master switch on. Fuel pump on. Check fuel pressure. Yes, fuel is good. Primer, we'll give it a little bit of a prime. We'll just do 3. Okay. Magnetos, we're going to select that to both. And then starter. Now listen to this purr. Oh, amazing. Amazing sounds. Right, we're just going to stick our headphones in so it gets a little bit quieter. Oh, and also I've got the windows open, haven't I? So yeah, that would make it a lot quieter as well. Oh, yeah, 100% quieter. So yeah, you can actually put your headphones on here, which obviously acts like you're putting your headphones on, and you can make it even more quieter by clicking a noise cancelling there. Nice little feature. We'll leave the engine sounds on for now. I think it shouldn't be too loud on the... I'll turn it down just a little bit on OBS, just in case it is a little bit too loud. Right, fuel pump was off, yes. Primer, yeah. Prop area clear. I didn't shout clear. Oops, pardon me. Oil pressure check. Oil pressure is good. Oil temp, fuel pressure. Mixture lean as required. So let's lean out the mixture a little bit. So you just lean it out until you feel the engine dying a little bit, and then put it back into the richer side of that. That's how I do it anyway. Right, okay, so I think we are ready to taxi out. Look at these visors. Not see-through in the slightest. We have our neutral trim, yes, just wanted to double check that before we go. Right, we are going to be taking off from this runway here. But on this side, I think it's 24.6. Yeah, it must be 24. Runway 24. Yes, that is the runway we are taking off from. Okay. So before we taxi, primer locked. Yes, that is locked. Avionics master on. We'll get that all going, and we'll get the radios on here. And I'll set the transponder to alt. Altimeter set, I'm just going to set that with B, although it does give you it here. Radios on, yes, transponder on. If we go to controls here, no fuel and payload, and we go use that, if we press update digital engine manager, that should update all this. Let me just clear that message. CG is pretty nose heavy, but we're fine. We will be fine. We're within limits. So if I have a look here, if you go to engine analysis, look at that. You can see the engine actually running, every cylinder of this engine. How cool is that? I love it. I love this plane already after just the one flight. Right, anyway, yes, heading indicator set. Heading indicator. I think that's all set, yeah. Course, we want to go east. We want to go east. As much as we can and follow that coast. That is where we're going to head. Landing gear light is green. Yes, it should be. It looks green. Nav light as required. I don't know how that works. Leave that as it is. Parking brake release. Parking brake check. Okay. Still quite warm in this cockpit. Cabin ventilation. We don't want the heat. We just want ventilation. Let's see if that cools us down a little bit. We'll see later on after we take off. Right. So I think we're all ready to go. Alright, Jeff, can we just leave now? Thank you. Okay, we'll release the parking brake then. Oh, yeah, we're all ready to roll. Here we go. Just close that for now while we taxi. Differential braking, so the taxiing is really, really simple in this plane. We're not going to use any flaps for our takeoff today as we are pretty light. We're just heavy on fuel, but we're fine. I just want to let you hear the noise of the aircraft as well. That's why I haven't got the headphones in. Let you hear the noise of the aircraft. Just get a feel of what it's like. It's got its own built-in noise software, but if you go to the outside view, it's just Microsoft's default noise, unfortunately. There's some traffic above us. We are slightly drifting. Quite a fast taxi here. We'll slow it down a little bit, because we are going to want to do a run up as well. We'll do that just as we are holding short here. I'm going to try and face the wind. Which direction is the wind in? Try and turn it a little bit. Okay, that will do there. Right, run up, position into the wind, brakes are holding with my feet, fuel quantity check, yeah, 28 gallons in each, mixture as required, leave it as it is, throttle 2000 RPM. There we are. Check the oil pressure, oil temp, fuel pressure, vacuum is looking good. Right, we want to check the magnetos now, so we'll go to left. That's fine. Back to both. Right. That's all good. Back to both again. And then we want to cycle the prop. We'll go down to 15, back up, down to 15, back up. There we go. 3 cycles there. Everything's all good. Carb heat, we should see a drop in the RPM. Yep. It's all looking good. So we'll bring that back down here. Right. Before takeoff, controls are free and correct. Elevator set to neutral. Rudder trim as required. Door is latched. Flaps are set as desired. Fuel tank is both tanks. Mixture is going to go full rich now. Prop is fully forward. Fuel pump has got to go on. Landing lights and strobes. Pitot heat is on. Already forgot to turn that off, didn't I? Engine gauges check. Everything there looks good. Check for traffic. Seems to be no traffic. We'll line up now. Right, so we can get rid of that now for our takeoff. Right, here we go. Slowly adding the power. The rudder feels so good on the ground. Put a little bit of elevator aileron into the wind. 85, we're up. 95 gear up and positive rate. There we go. Start setting the trim a little bit. As we climb out, we want to change our keep the power until we're at 1,000 feet. We also gonna turn right towards the east. And I'll also put the headphones in now and let the sound get away a little bit. So here we are, the little airport that we took off from. Nice cute little airport. Let's keep heading towards the east. Right, we're over 1,000. I want the fuel pump to come off. I want to reduce the power. So put the throttle to 24 and bring the prop back quite a bit. We don't need to be overpowering it today. We don't need to be chugging along so quick. Everything's looking good. We'll start to lean out the mixture a little bit. Once it starts getting a little bit unstable, you just put that back in rich again. There we go. Seem good there. We're going to climb to about 3,000 feet or so, and we'll go from there, I think. Just want to continue east here on this course. Look at that. What a beautiful day over Florida. We had that little bit of wind, but nothing more than that. If we zoom out quite a bit here, we've got quite the ways to go to get to the east coast. Cylinder 5 is a little bit hot, so we're going to want to pull back the RPMs a little bit. There we are. Set it about there. What does it recommend you set it to, actually, on here? Yeah, we're cooling down a little bit now, so that's good. That's max. Okay. Cruise 1,800 to... okay. We'll go up to about 4,000 feet, I think. We'll go about 1900 RPM. We're going to bring back the mixture a little bit more. Oh yeah, we started getting vibrations. Did you see the vibrations there? As we brought back the mixture a bit too far. Right, we want to level out here. We're going to try out the autopilot. Oh, we're off course just a little bit. I want to just keep going east. So, if we put the autopilot master on here, and if we go heading. Is that, yeah, that's going to be the head and hold there. And what we also want is altitude hold on the yoke. See how that works. It's very basic autopilot. You have got to be very careful with it. You can't just leave it unattended like you can most autopilots. Now look at this. Wow. And it's telling us I need to trim down. You see that light down there? So it's telling us I need to trim down because it's fighting too much. The autopilot's trying to fight the plane too much. So it needed me to trim down. There we go. We are doing quite a bit speed. Let's trim down more. So if I have a look at the tablet, yeah, we've cooled down quite a bit. Let's close that ventilation. Don't need that anymore unless we get a little bit hot. Right, if we have a look at the maintenance page and go to engine analysis, look at this. Live feed of the engine. I don't think we need any carb heat because there's no precipitation. I don't know if you need it only when there's moisture in the air. So I think we should be fine. Hopefully it will not cause too much damage. You can see there our alternators charging the battery and powering the cockpit at the same time. I'm not going to inspect the airframe or anything while we're in flight because it's a little bit unrealistic. We are coming up on a little bit of a reef of clouds here. That heading is holding nicely. Our fuel, we have still got 27 gallons in each. Oil temperatures are good, oil pressure's good, fuel pressure's good. We're burning 10 gallons per hour. See if I can bring that down a little bit more. Yeah, that's about as good as we're going to get, to be honest. Throttle set, mixture set, fuel pump verify is off. Yes, that is off. Engine gauges check. Yes. We are looking very good here now. We're just sat at 4,350 feet. We've currently used $2.4 US worth of fuel, I believe. That's what that means. We've got a tailwind, so we're going a little bit faster. Thanks to that. Yeah, there's our fuel quantity. Obviously, we don't want to do a walk around in flight. Still nice and perfect condition in the cockpit. So if anyone's flown this area and knows any locations, do write them down in the comments and I'll be happy to look back and see where I can see, because there's a nice big lake there. That is a pretty cool lake. But this is the reason I don't fly US much, though. Like, it has got beautiful scenery, don't get me wrong, it has got beautiful scenery, but it's very flat. It's very flat. Oh, there's a rainbow. It's very flat. No offense to Americans watching, it is a very flat continent. Yeah, this is absolutely brilliant aircraft. I think it's probably got to be the best aircraft you can get for money right now. In terms of value, it's not that expensive. Let's have a look outside. picked the red livery because I just think it looks awesome. So yeah, this is my brand new plane. I hope you guys like it. I'm falling in love with it quite a bit. Let's zoom out here, see how far we've got to go. Yeah, we're about halfway there to the west coast. And then I think we'll fly back to the same airport. I'm not quite sure yet. I might have a look around, see what I can see if there's any interesting airstrips we can land at. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll leave it there, and I'll come back when we are a little bit closer to our destination. Right, so we've turned our heading a little bit towards the northeastern route, so we can get more towards Cape Canaveral. We've upped the power just a little bit. We're now getting 52% horsepower, around 152 miles per hour. The sun is getting pretty low in the sky, as you can see. So I'm debating actually coming back all the way. I think what we're going to do is going to go to Merritt Island Airport. So we're going to punch that into the GPS app, I think. Just before we do that, I'm going to give you a quick look at the graph here. Show you what is going on. We've just ticked over an hour on the airframe. Obviously less time with the engine running. Fuel, we've still got, what is it, 26 gallons in each. Yeah, we're barely using fuel. It is not an issue. We've still got a pretty decent temperature in the cabin. Don't have to worry about that at all. So yeah, we'll just close that for now. We'll get this punched into the tablet. Right, so if we go direct to, it is Kilo Charlie Oscar India. Where is it? Where is India? Come on. There we go. Merritt Island. That's what we're wanting. I'm going to activate that. There you go. You can see how far it is. And we'll actually turn our course just a little bit here. Just to be a little bit more towards the north side of the coast. Well, we're not going to follow this line directly though. We want to follow the coast up. It's telling us to trim down a little bit. I think that's just because we're banking, so we'll leave that actually. And there we go. Yeah, we're going to follow the coast in. I don't want to follow that directly. I know I'm not doing things by the book, procedure wise, real aviation wise, but you know, you've got to live dangerously and enjoy it as a simulator rather than, you know, real life. This is not real life, people. Let's just remember that. Just remember that before we get ourselves looking too serious. Yeah, we're still doing 10.5 gallons per hour on fuel economy, which I think is good. I think you can see our little tachograph there as well has just ticked over an hour, which is pretty cool. It's cool that it saves this. I was going to use can you actually fasten the seatbelts? No, you can't. I was going to get a used aircraft and show repairing it and how different it sounds when it needs repairing, but I just like the idea of owning a brand new aircraft and building miles on it. Look at that. It says we're going to be able to do 5.5 hours on this power setting, which is pretty good, I would say. We're doing decent speed. Faster than a Cessna anyway. But yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll come back when we've got something decent to look at. I mean, we have got a lot to look at, but not a lot. Right, welcome back, and look at that golden hour shot of this beautiful plane with the reflection on the lake there. That is absolutely stunning. So yes, we're just coming up on the coast here now. I thought we would check it out, come back a little bit and have a look around of hand fly the coast here. So just getting myself all comfortable. Actually, what is the distance up to? Set course to 021. Let's do that. Yeah, let's set the course to 021. So we can get turned on the correct heading for the airport here. And go along the coast, see what's along the coast. There's what I believe might actually be Orlando. Melbourne Orlando International, I believe. Yes, that's what I think that is. I was wanting to see if I could see some cool angles on there. Got quite a cloud coverage over this way. Getting a little bit of bumps now. Yeah, I think that is definitely Orlando. Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably will be wrong. Let's be honest. Turn off the noise cancellation now, but we've still got the headphones in just to make it a little bit more quiet. So what I'll do, I'm going to disable the autopilot, and then we can hand fly from here on out. And obviously I'm going to have to trim it a little bit because it was trimmed differently for autopilot. So we can just have a go at hand flying this wonderful craft, and I think we'll get a little bit lower as well. We'll drop our altitude here. Come back on the power a little bit. So what is it saying that we actually have to do checklist wise for our approach? Let's have a look at that. So the autopilot master off, that is what we're doing. Fuel pump on. Fuel selected desired tank. We both have 25 gallons in each, that is fine. Fuel levels check. Fuel pressure is good. Oil pressure, oil temperature is good. Cylinder head is good also. Mixture goes to rich for approach, yeah. Okay. Prop goes full forward. Carb heats as required. Airspeed 120. Gears down. Okay, okay. Sounds good to me. What I think we'll do then, back off the throttle a little bit, slowly descend here. We'll go full pitch forward, oops, but we'll pull back on the power. I think I pulled the power back a little bit too quick. I shouldn't have went forward on the RPM that quick, because you can damage the engine doing this. And we'll just go full mixture as well, because we will be descending very shortly. Coming along here. But yeah, you can really damage the engine here with a really accurate damage model. So we've got to be careful the way we fly this. We have got to be careful a little bit. From what I've seen anyway, it can be a little bit what's the word? A little bit fragile? I wouldn't say fragile. A bit tender. I don't know. That's one of the Air Force bases there, I believe. I don't believe that's a civil airport. I believe that's an Air Force base. Wow, these clouds look amazing tonight. Really do. Really does look amazing. How much? Oh, we're still doing 10 gallons per hour. So we haven't dropped that much on our fuel economy. Starting our little bit of approach. Yeah, we don't want to drop too much height too quick. We just want to slowly lower that altitude, so we can see things a little bit closer, if anything, on this golden hour as well. Look at that beautiful sunset with the clouds coming rolling in as well. Yeah, that's another thing, we want to be down below these clouds if they do roll over us as we're landing. So we'll stay in this sort of can't remember what you call it. It's not a canal because it's too big to be a canal. It's a, I can't remember what it's called. There's a word for it. Is that a pennine? Anyway, we'll stay within here. Go over the bridges. Yeah, carb heat we shouldn't need because it is pretty hot out there. 24 degrees up at this height, and we are at just over 3,000 feet here. Actually 2.5. But this plane is, if you like GA flying, it's as close to reality as you can get, I would imagine. Because it's got its own flight model. Obviously Microsoft Flight Sim hasn't got the best flight model, so if you're flying around with Microsoft Flight Sim, this is probably the best flight model you can get. Oh wow, just look at that. Just look at that sunset. I'm taking some pictures of that. Whoops. Yeah, I would have done a flight in the UK today, but the weather is absolutely shocking. It is just torrential rain everywhere you look. So we are not doing much flying in the UK. GA flying visually anyway. Our summer just consists of rain, which is really unfortunate. It would be so cool to live down here on this Pennine. The waves rolling in. Some messed up textures here. I don't know what's going on with the textures in America. They seem to be a little bit glitchy. Maybe it's just the height I'm at. They're not loading in properly. That is another Air Force base. I believe that was Something to do with the shuttles. There's another shuttle landing spot over here as well. Still doing 124 knots. Miles per hour, yeah. Thought so. Come back on the trim a little bit. Try and level off. Whoa, that was some bump, wasn't it? I love the turbulence in this. The turbulence, it looks so real. It would be great in VR. So what's our little trip meter saying now? 1.3. Getting this new little aircraft. Let's see as well when we land if we've broke anything yet. I probably have, let's be honest. I keep flying it like I fly every other aircraft in Flight Sim, and that's just arcadey. Don't expect things to break in Flight Sim though, do you? I think Cape's actually further north than where we are here. I think that's the Cape up there. Yeah, there's this real fog rolling in. Look at that. We'll stay about this height, just above 1,000 feet. So we're not disturbing the sleeping folks down below if they've gone to bed early in their retirement homes. Yeah, this looks like a storm rolling in here. Wonder what the actual weather forecast is. The wind, let's have a look at the wind. It does tell you here. Yeah, we've got a bit of a crosswind, 7 knots. So we want to stay on this side and come in this direction on the runway. Yeah, it looks like there's a storm building ahead. Just shows you how quickly the weather can change in Flight Sim and in the real life. Probably just breaking all kind of rules flying this low around these airports bases. But I lived dangerously. I just got a brand new plane. I'm flying it around. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't think we're even going to get to see anything. If we go that little bit further north, I'm not sure we'll even be able to see because there's going to be that much fog now. Yeah, it is definitely further north. But I think with this fog rolling in, we are just going to go straight into the airport. Look at this. Space here with a test plane there. Look at that. I've never seen that before. Is that a test plane or is that... No. That's an actual airport, and FS traffic is filling it up with stationary planes there. I don't think that is Is that an international? Oh wait, is that Orlando? That's not Orlando, is it? I don't know. I don't know America very well. People can tell that. I do apologise to fellow Americans watching this video. Fellow Americans? I'm not American. Why am I saying it like that? I don't know. But nevertheless, we haven't seen a lot, but we have done a nice little flight in this new aircraft today. So I'm happy about that. Just going to put on the power a little bit. I want to try and beat this fog in. It doesn't seem like we're going to. We're going to be heading into this fog, which is a bit worrisome, since I'm going purely on visual for this landing. Yeah, we are heading into what looks like a building storm, which is not always good in your brand new Comanche. Definitely not. I need to re-download ATC Chatter so and have that on for the sake of videos as well. That'll be cool. We're actually climbing again. I'm just going to trim that out. Yeah, we are very much going into a soup here. I'm going to try fly around it a little bit. Air temperature's still good. I think while we're going through this, I'm going to put the carb heat on. So we want the fuel pump on for approach anyway. We'll keep the carb heat on. We've got full rich on mixture, full prop. Carb heat we've put on. Okay. Right, we're going to slow it down a little bit. We'll bring down some flaps as well. Arriving at waypoint, yeah. No visual on the airport yet. Let's bring that power right back. There's the runway, I see it. Okay, we're going to go back round to the right a little bit. And do an approach that way. I'm going to trim here. Get our landing gear down. Got to remember to press that twice in here if I'm using the keyboard, because there is an off location for the switch. Now we're going to take the headphones out for the sake of the landing as well. Yeah, we're definitely getting some precipitation here, see? This is a building storm. Don't want to lose much more altitude. Just going to have to stare at my instruments here, because we are going into a little bit of a blind soup. You get some more power on. Need to really trim this up. You getting me nice new plane wet? Put on a little bit more speed. Get some more speed going here. we see the runway? Oh, I can see lights. There we go. A little bit more power to this. Get the flaps in full. Yeah, wow, the visibility really dropped there. Started to get a little bit worried. Sorting out this trim. Here and start bringing down the power. Try and do it slowly. A little bit high now. We've got full flaps. Gear is down and green. Seatbelt's locked. Yeah, we are really high. That was deceiving. That approach was deceiving. This is a steep. No, we're going to power on and go around to the left so we avoid the soup a little bit. Bring up some of the flaps. Yeah, with the wind as well, pushing against us. It's quite strong. 17 gusting at 21 knots. Yeah, this is real storm building here. We chose the worst possible time to land. Let's bring the flaps right up till we get around. Don't want to lose sight of the runway again. There's the runway. Okay, I've got it in sight. So I'll bring the flaps down again. We'll lose some of this speed before we turn on to final. There we go, flaps full. Gears down and green. Keep an eye on that runway. I want to keep visual. Yeah, looking a lot cleaner this approach. Way cleaner, yeah. It's just getting used to this plane. And GA flying all together. I haven't flown anything GA for a while actually. Okay, we're proceeding now. Let's try not to mess this one up. Oh, we are getting some gusts. Pulling us off target quite a bit. A little bit high. Come on. Ooh. Ooh. A little bit of a bounce. Let's get the aileron into the wing there. Ooh, into the wind, sorry, not the wing. There we go. Get the flaps up. Right, fuel pump can come off. Get the power up. Just a little bit. Which side are we wanting to park on? We'll park on the left. And we'll bring that mixture back. Save some fuel on the ground. And we'll exit this one. So now we're getting 2.1 gallons per hour. Yeah. That's pretty good. Right, we want the lights off. We want the strobe off. And I think we'll just park over here in one of these little beers here. I think we'll just park in this one, eh? Leave it like that. Parking brakes set. Right, let's do our checklist here. Landing, flaps are retracted, yeah. Right, flaps up, strobes off, fuel pump off, yes. Mixture, lean as required, trim, neutral, let's put that back, shall we? There we go, just for next time, so we'll remember. Parking brakes set, radios off. Transponder off. Avionics master off. Master switch off. Let's also not forget beacon and pitot heat while we're on there. Carb heat and go in. Throttle closed. And then cut off on the mixture. Oh, beautiful. Sounds. We'll pull all three back for next time we are flying. Magnetos can come off. Control and wheel locks. Doors and windows closed, ties secured. Right, yeah, we'll also get the tie downs on. We'll do that quickly. We'll go on walkabout. Is it that one? Get the tie downs on. Pitot tube will also put on. Tie down there. Are the landing lights, did we turn them off? Where's landing lights? On the edge. Yeah, we did turn them off. Okay, so that's all secure. Let's have a look now at maintenance, see if we've broke anything. Airframe's all good. Engine is all good. Yeah, brilliant. We did a good job of that. Nice. So we've got 1.6 hours on the airframe, 1.3 on the engine. So there we have it, guys. The A2A is absolutely did a smashing job on this. I think honestly it's well worth the money. Go out and get it. I'll leave a link in the description to the Comanche. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.